All right, good evening. It is 6:43 on the 20th of April, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chaser's David-Reimer. We have a new tornado warning. This is going to be for Smith County in northeast Texas. Specifically, this will be a tornado warning that does include the city of Tyler. So this is going to be a pretty populated area of the state. So we are definitely going to be keeping an eye on this. Hi, I know you were enjoying looking at my office door, but I'm afraid you're going to have to look at Baldy in Chief here because that's the purpose of this camcorder. This is going to be a tornado warning until 7:30 p.m. It's going to be a possible tornado located just southwest of the city of Tyler, just northeast of noonday. It's going to be for a storm moving northeast at about 15 miles an hour. This storm's had a funnel cloud on it for about 5 to 10 minutes now. And at this point, there have been no confirmations of any sort of tornadoes that have touched down. But again, this storm's it's not really in a supportive environment for tornadoes. The one way we measure the amount of wind shear available for a thunderstorm to utilize is storm relative helicity. And effective storm relative helicity at this point in the proximity of this storm is only about 100. We generally want to see values over 200 for a higher threat for organized low-level rotation. So that being said, tornado threat's not zero, obviously, and well, we're here, we're dealing with it. So we do have a tornado warning until 7:30 p.m. for Smith County. This does include the city of Tyler, New Chapel Hill, up to Owentown. This does not include Winona. This does not include White House, Bullard, Chandler. This is for a circulation over the south side of Tyler that could attempt to put down a spin-up tornado and has a funnel cloud. It's downtrending over the last few minutes, which is good. But again, that is why y'all have your outdoor warning sirens going off out there. In terms of severe storms that are also impactful, we've got a nasty supercell moving towards San Antonio right now in western Bexar County. This is going to be a supercell thunderstorm capable of producing tennis ball size hail, winds of 70 miles an hour, and at times this thunderstorm has shown indications of strong low-level rotation. In terms of where this storm is going, let me see if I can get a storm track on it. We've got this storm moving east at about 30 miles an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a storm track on it. That'll let us get a good gander at what we have going on. So again, this is going to be moving east at about 30. That would have this storm in downtown San Antonio at 7:05 p.m. Castle Hill, 7 o'clock. Leon Valley, the next 5 minutes. Kirby, about 7:16. You can see that little inflow notch starting to become more apparent. China Grove, about 7:20. Converse, about 7:23. Live Oak, 7:20. So again, this thunderstorm, the potential for damaging tennis ball size hail, winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and the potential for flooding from very heavy rainfall. Looks like we've got a bit of a spin trying to develop up here in central Texas. Let me switch radars and we'll pop on into that. It's going to be northwest of Milano. Northeast of Milano. And we've got a circulation trying to spin up here northeast of Milano. That's going to need a tornado warning. This is going to be on Highway 190, a couple miles northeast of Milano. Switch some sources around. Sorry, I'm getting myself orientated. You can see the latest radar scan there. That's a pretty good indication of a possible tornado right there. Gate-to-gate couplet. You've got your reds right up against the greens, just northeast of Milano. So that might be a spin-up tornado in progress right there. And that's going to be the reason we have a new tornado warning for portions of Milam and Robertson counties in the Brazos Valley until 7:30 p.m. We'll talk about who is in and who is out. This is going to be a tornado warning until 7:30 p.m. for Gauze, Mumford, Benchley, Hearne, and Wheelock until 7:30 p.m. So again, that's a tornado warning. You can see that couplet just became even stronger right there. High probability we have a tornado in progress on Highway 190 right now, very near, just northeast of County Road 375, coming up on Fishers Road, County Road 343, and again, this is northeast of Milano, southwest of Hearne. High probability a tornado in progress now, very close to Highway 190, near Fishers Road, northeast of Milano, southwest of Hearne. All right, we've got a tornado warning for Smith County. This is for Tyler. This is for a thunderstorm that was showing strong low-level rotation. That rotation at this point has diminished to a point to where I cannot even find it on radar. So those of you in Tyler, New Chapel Hill, Owensboro, you're technically under a tornado warning. And we're going to have to see if this storm spins back up. But at this point, the low-level rotation is much less defined than it was, which is good news. Still, could have a bit of hail falling on the east sides of Tyler right now, on 323 on the east sides of Tyler. If there were to be any spin-up tornado, it'd probably be right on 323, the south loop of Tyler right now. But again, that circulation has dissipated for now. So we head into the Brazos Valley, a tornado warning for portions of Milam and Robertson counties until 7:30 p.m. for the possibility, if not the likelihood, of a spin-up tornado right near Highway 190 coming up on Fishers Road, east of County Road 375, northeast of Milano, southwest of Hearne. In all likelihood, this is going to stay way southwest of Hearne, any sort of circulation. It's generally making more of a beeline towards Milano. Excuse me, not Milano, Mumford. And again, switching back over to the which way the wind's blowing mode, you can see that circulation there. No strong indications of a tornado debris signature. We'd be looking for a blue donut hole right there in the midst of red. We don't see that right now. But again, 2 tornado warnings right now. 1 possible tornado near Fishers Road and Highway 190, northeast of Milano, southwest of Hearne, moving east at 20 to 25 miles an hour towards Mumford and farther to Market 50. 2nd possible tornado was with a storm near Tyler. That is diminishing at this point. That tornado warning remains in effect. We've got heavy storms elsewhere with hail, wind, and flooding. And then we've got this very nasty-looking high-precipitation supercell moving into Bexar County and the city of San Antonio. This is a supercell, tennis ball size hail, wind 60 to 70 miles an hour. The possibility of very, very heavy rainfall that could cause an inundation of flash flooding pretty darn quickly here. So again, those of you in San Antonio, Bexar County, it is about to get nasty with big hail, big wind, tropical rainfall that could cause flash flooding to develop very quickly, aka a lot of street flooding, low water crossings becoming inundated, and the potential for this to impact the Fiesta 2023 event. So again, San Antonio is not about to be a good time to be out on the roads. It is about to be nasty sauce. We're talking about the most intense storms. If we're not talking about your storm, that's probably a good thing. But, nevertheless, you can keep an eye on the sky with the storms near you with the free interactive weather radar. TexasStormChasers.com/radar. Better yet, just download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. It's new, it's shiny, it's awesome, blossom, whatever sauce. And you can find that app in your app store. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, or go to your web browser, type in texasweather.app, texasweather.app, and it'll take you to the download page for your mobile device. And you can use our app with the radar, with the live coverage, your local weather forecast. We've got 2 weather radars there, the one that pops up when you open the app. If you don't like that one as much, you can click on ... more, and then click on Zoom Radar, and that'll take you to the radar that was in our old app, so you get to decide. But the good news is this storm near Tyler rotation has weakened dramatically. The funnel cloud spotters we're observing has gone by. And it looks like, unless something changes, this tornado warning is going to be canceled here in a second. We still have a tornado warning in progress for portions of Milam and Robertson counties. This is for a circulation now on southeast now of 190 by about a mile. We'll get some more roads on here real quick. This is going to be coming up to County Road 353. It's right now on County Road 342. At County Road 374, the possible tornado there. No ground confirmation, but a pretty strong circulation over the last 10 minutes, which is good. No ground confirmation over the last 5 minutes, which is good. Okay, I want to make sure I said that right. So again, possible tornado, Milam, Robertson counties, County Roads 342 at County Road 374, about a mile southeast of 190 now. This generally crossed over 190, so we might have some damage on 79/190 between Milano and Hearne near Fishers Road and County Road 375. Generally moving east-southeast. We'll see what happens as this shower right down here, south of that circulation, is ingested up into the circulation. That's either going to kill the circulation or actually enhance it to where it will increase the possibility of tornado genesis and a spin-up tornado occurring. Those of you in Gauze over to Mumford need to be in your tornado-safe locations. It's going to be lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We've got heavy thunderstorms from Burnett down to east of Marble Falls, Bertram on 29, moving towards Lender and Georgetown, Weir, Granger, Bartlett to Cameron, heavy rainfall, hail, damaging winds. Tornado warning for Smith County is still technically in effect. At this point, the circulation's garbage. Not seeing super strong indications of rotation right now. No recent ground reports, which is good. But again, at this point, I'm not really all that concerned about a tornado in progress in the city of Tyler. Nevertheless, we're going to have to watch this to make sure it doesn't spin back up. We have reports of a funnel cloud 5 to 10 minutes ago. No confirmed reports of a touchdown. The Weather Service decided to be better safe than sorry, issue a tornado warning. And then the circulation weakened. So hopefully that'll continue to be the case, and as expected with these storms tonight, hopefully we'll have these one-and-done circulations where they try to spin up, maybe produce a spin-up tornado, and then they are gone faster than my hairline, and then we can get rid of the tornado warnings and return to our regularly scheduled wind, hail, flooding event for the evening. Again, I am not expecting many tornado warnings tonight. I'm not expecting long-lived, significant, pissed-off tornadoes. But nevertheless, we have one tornado touchdown this evening. It comes down your block. It's going to be a bad night for you, so please pay attention to the warnings, etc. Yeah, my hairline technically has come back a bit. Usually I keep myself nearly bald, but I've been lazy, and so now I've got the not particularly pleasant hairline back in effect, but in all likelihood, I'm going to shave that off later. It's just a matter of me actually going to deal with it. All right, this thunderstorm moving through northwestern Bexar County towards downtown San Antonio could have quarter to golf ball size hail, 60, 70 mile an hour winds, and prolific rainfall rates. We're going to have a flash flood warning for this real quick, I think. And again, this is going to be one of these situations where we're going to have way too much rainfall in too short of a period of time. And we're going to have a lot of flooding develop in terms of streets flooding, streams and creeks rising very quickly, low water crossings becoming inundated. So y'all need to be, don't be driving in this and understand we're about to have a lot of street flooding in San Antonio. The whole metro of San Antonio is about to be nasty sauce. Shave your head on camera. That is unlikely to happen. Sorry, folks. This is a weather channel, not another kind of channel. I am still baldy in chief. I'll just go cut my hair later. This storm near Carrollton, Farmers Branch, might have some small hail. No tornadoes probably not even any sort of big-time wind. Same thing with this near Bedford. They're not even technically severe right now. These storms from east of Llano to Burnett down to Marble Falls, northwest Lago Vista, Georgetown, Bartlett, Granger, Cameron, Rockdale. Heavy rain, maybe some nickel to quarter size hail. Heavy rainfall that could cause some flooding. And then this thunderstorm near Lender over to Georgetown is starting to move southeast at about 30 miles an hour, which is the general expectation for tonight. These are going to start moving southeast, and then we're going to have a line of storms moving down towards the Texas coast. Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for tonight. Give us a good timeline here, and then we'll be able to hopefully give you all some answers on when storms are going to be hitting your neck of the woods or plains or wherever. It's Texas. We have everything. We got mountains, we got hills, we got valleys, we got plains, we got forest, we've got beaches, we've got ocean, we've got lakes, we've got words that I don't really know, and we're just going to stop before I go down a road of doom. All right, let's press the magical clear everything off the screen button because that's fun to press. We're going to go ahead and press up the high-res rapid refresh model, and we're going to do this quickly. Okay, so here's what we're going to be looking at. This is 8 o'clock. Understand, this is not going to be a perfect model, but it does at least give us an idea of storm timeline. So let me fix it so y'all can see the times. 8 o'clock. All right, let's go to 10 o'clock. Storms, you can see Brazos Valley moving southeast. Here's midnight. We got a new tornado warning for Van Zandt County. We'll get to that in just a second. You can see here's midnight, Piney Woods of East Texas, just north of Houston, north of I-10. More storms around San Antonio, perhaps. 2 a.m., we've got storms, Golden Triangle, western Louisiana, scattered coverage back west along I-10. 4 a.m., here you go. 6 a.m., here you go. And then we'll keep on going. There you go. And then maybe some scattered showers in portions of central Texas, the Brazos Valley, again, Friday morning. Hopefully not more hailers, but we're just going to have to wait and see. All right, we've got a couple tornado warnings now in portions of eastern North Texas, just to essentially piss me off. But again, let's do two things. One, possible tornado trying to spin up now on Highway 64, southeast of Canton, northwest of Edom. This is going to be a tornado warning for Van, Edom, east of Canton until 7:45 p.m. That means you need to take your tornado safety precautions. That'll be lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Possible tornado again, southeast of Canton near Highway 64, southwest of Van. Just northeast of Martin's Mill near and just west of Ben Wheeler. This is generally moving east towards Ben Wheeler, so y'all need to take your tornado safety precautions. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And again, that is a pretty good indication of strong rotation here with this thunderstorm. And this storm over Tyler may be starting to try to spin back up a little as well. We're going to take a look, and there's a little bit of rotation, definitely not the most impressive rotation I've seen, but nevertheless, we're going to keep an eye on it. So, couple notes. Tornado warning, eastern Van Zandt County. Martins Mill, Ben Wheeler, Van, Edom, Redland on Highway 64. The possibility of a rain ramp tornado just west of Ben Wheeler, moving east towards Ben Wheeler. Those of you in Ben Wheeler need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and a site-built structure. If you are in a trailer, that's not going to work. If you get hit by even a weak tornado, you have a high probability of being injured or killed if you're in that trailer. So you need to get out of the trailer. You're better off trying to get in a vehicle, driving east down 64, or just being in a ditch. You don't want to be in a car in a tornado either, obviously. So get out. Okay, back to the radar. So again, that's tornado warning number 1. Possible tornado near Ben Wheeler now, moving east at about 30 miles an hour. We've got a tornado warning for a storm over the east sides of Tyler that is attempting to spin up again a little bit. Has had an intermittent funnel cloud, no reports of a ground circulation or tornado at this time. So we head down into the Brazos Valley. A tornado warning continues until 7:30 p.m. for eastern Millam and southern Robertson counties. Possible tornado now. Not really easy to find on radar, which is a good thing. But those of you in Hearne, Mumford, Gauze, Benchley, and Wheelock need to be in a safe place, lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Flash flood warning for Bexar County. Severe thunderstorm warning for Bexar County. Supercell dropping prolifically heavy rainfall. The potential for golf ball to tennis ball size hail. And 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. As this storm slowly moves east into San Antonio. So this is not going to be a pleasant situation for those of you in San Antonio. There is no tornado issues with this storm at the moment. But again, the possibility for very heavy rain, very strong winds, maybe some quarter golf ball, tennis ball size hail, and flash flooding. That blue box is a flash flood warning for all of San Antonio. It probably set your phones off in Bexar County. Further north, we got storms, severe quarter golf ball size hail, 60 mile an hour winds, starting to move southeast about 25 miles an hour, heavy rainfall. And again, this tornado warning for eastern Millam, southern Robertson counties, possibility of a new circulation spinning up now north of Highway 79 due west of Hearne. And moving east, generally speaking, almost towards Hearne. Again, we've got flash flood warnings galore being issued now. Those are those blue boxes. So again, be mindful of the fact it's flooding time. All right, back into East Texas, a possible tornado located near Ben Wheeler on Highway 64, moving east at about 25 miles an hour towards Van Edom, Redland. Tornado warning until 7:45 p.m. That means you need to be in your lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right, we're going to stick that up there. Sorry, I'm getting myself organized. I got monitors galore. And again, I don't expect long-lived tornadoes today, although at the same time, a tornado's a tornado. You need to treat them with respect and go into shelter if you're in a tornado warning. And we got storms in the Metroplex for what it's worth with some small hail. They're not tornadic. And again, tornado warning does continue for Smith County until 7:30 p.m. That includes the city of Tyler, New Chapel Hill, up towards Owentown. And again, we got multiple eyes on it. This storm near Tyler has had an intermittent funnel cloud at times. We haven't heard of any sort of damage or touchdowns at this point. And again, if we were to have a tornado touchdown in this area, we would likely know about it pretty quick, and we'd probably have some damage from tree debris alone being lofted. And if we're not seeing any of that being observed, that is good. Remember, we might also have some scary-looking clouds called scud, and sometimes they can be very near the ground. But if they're not violently rotating or lofting debris, that's not a tornado. Again, in all likelihood, if we see a tornado out of this storm, it is likely going to be very brief and weak. But nevertheless, be in a safe place, lowest floor, center room, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. I think you can understand by the tone of my voice here. If you've watched me long enough, you understand we have varying tones. These are not the kind of tornadoes I expect we're going to have, slabbed houses with, but a tornado's a tornado and you need to take them seriously. Even if it's one of these EF0 brief spin-up tornadoes that can still damage your roof, knock down fences, take a tree branch and throw it into your house and, impale, and, break windows, knock trees down, etc. So those of you in Tyler, New Chapel Hill, up to Owentown, you need to be in a safe place. It does sound like there may have been a spin-up tornado in portions of East Tyler, but again, not hearing any reports of damage at this point. And hopefully, if there was a brief spin-up tornado, it was one that was only down for a few seconds and lofted a few tree branches. That'd be best case scenario here. And again, it doesn't take that strong of a tornado to loft tree branches. And I am seeing some videos. Yeah, there may have been a spin-up tornado in East Tyler, but again, we're not talking about these EF3, EF4, EF5s that are going to slab all your houses and loft a travel trailer a mile away. These are going to be these spin-up tornadoes that can cause some tree damage, cause some shingle damage. If it knocks a tree down onto your house, that's obviously going to be quite impactful. So that's why we've got a tornado warning in place. A tornado's a tornado, and we need to deal with it. All right, back to Ben Wheeler real quick. Circulation not as intense, but still present very near Ben Wheeler, moving east on 64. Those of you in Van, including the Love's Travel Plaza and Hotel up there, you need to be in a safe place. Edam, you need to be in a safe place. And Redland, right on the eastern extent of this warning, need to be in a safe place. All right, back into the Brazos Valley. This possible tornado located west of Hearne, moving east at about 17 miles an hour. Not seeing a super concise couplet with that. But that might be attempting to develop a new circulation west of Hearne. We don't have that super clear-cut, strong indication of a tornado we had 10-15 minutes ago with the bright reds against the bright greens there on Highway 190 just west of Fisher Road. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if that was a spin-up tornado, given the very strong rotation that was set up. And obviously, my concentration today is about as well focused as a 6-year-old getting to go to kindergarten and play with crayons. So again, might have had a brief spin-up tornado near Tyler in the last couple of minutes. It sounds like we've got a pretty good rotating wall cloud. There might be some sort of low-level boundary there that's helping to locally enhance the low-level vorticity. But again, the overall environment is not supportive of these big-time, long-lived, scary tornadoes. This is more of a dartboard situation where you try to pin the tail on the Baldy-in-Chief, and then it's there one scan, the circulation's gone the next. These pop up real quick and then disappear. And again, I think you can tell by the tone of my voice, that's the scenario here versus what would be a more, big-time, mile-wide tornado trying to knock down half of the forest in Smith County. As we get back into San Antonio, this is a dangerous thunderstorm with big-time hail and extremely heavy rainfall that is capable of producing flash flooding around Bexar County, Leon Valley, Castle Hills, Shavano Park into downtown San Antonio now. Eventually, this is going to keep moving east-southeast towards Elmendorf, China Grove, and Lavernia. And again, this storm's moving only at about 20 miles an hour, so it's dropping 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain in 30 minutes. That is going to cause problems in the flooding department. So again, that's problematic. Expect flooding. We've got storms in central Texas, the eastern Concho Valley, north of Fredericksburg. Pretty good storm coming towards Georgetown, Cedar Park, Allender, Round Rock, Pflugerville. Could have 60-mile-an-hour winds, maybe some golf ball size hail. Same thing goes with these storms, Bartlett, Granger, east to Rockdale, Milano, Cameron, and Hearne. If there was to be a new circulation that tried developing out of this storm, I'd say it'd probably be this right here. But at this point, that rotation remains fairly disorganized, which is good. The overall atmospheric ingredients do not support long-lived circulations today. These are mostly firing up because we're having interactions with other storms that locally enhance the amount of low-level spin or vorticity available to these thunderstorms. Same thing goes with the storm near Tyler. There has to be some sort of a boundary out here that these have latched onto that is helping them spin, essentially. So again, we've had probably a brief spin-up tornado near Tyler in the last 10 minutes. I'm going to bet it was only down for a few seconds. And all of that. And again, we're not talking about, crazy flooding with these. Understand, it's Texas. We get these heavy tropical downpours. It's just when morons decide to drive into high water where we have issues. And again, turn around, don't drown. Understand that. This is a situation where if you can avoid driving around San Antonio right now, that is going to be a very good idea. We're going to have a lot of street flooding, a lot of ways for you to flood out your car. And remember, if the turn around, don't drown thing don't make you turn around, think of it this way. Turn around, don't drown, and total your vehicle. If the threat of losing your life from drowning isn't appealing enough to make you turn around, think of all the hassles you're going to have to go through if you flood out your car and total it. So please be mindful of that. That's why there's a flash flood warning in effect. So again, I think the most widespread issue in terms of what's going to impact the most area tonight will be heavy rainfall and some localized flash flooding. We're going to have some storms with hail, some storms with wind. And that's the main threat with this storm now in San Antonio and Bexar County. Flash flooding. This thing's a flood maker. Then we've got storms back in North Texas. The storm near Ben Wheeler, rotation's coming down. That's good. Let me rephrase coming down. It is decreasing in intensity, not literally coming down out of the sky. So that's good. That organization's decreased. The storm near Tyler is looking a little more organized in terms of the radar presentation. So again, this has been apparently at least one brief spin-up tornado, but it may try to drop another. And this is generally moving, make sure this is moving northeast toward Owentown, up 271, 155, generally towards Owentown. And this is a tornado warning until 7:30 p.m. If there were to be a tornado right now, a spin up, probably be right northeast sides of Tyler. And again, this is not one of these situations where I expect a big-time scary tornado, but this storm is capable of producing spin-up tornadoes. What can spin-up tornadoes do? Well, they can knock down trees. They can cause roof damage. The tree limbs alone can be flying debris. If you get whacked by a tree branch, that's going to ruin your day. If a tree branch gets impaled into your home, that's going to ruin your day. If a tree falls down on your home, that is going to ruin your day. So, it's a good idea to take shelter from these thunderstorms if you're in the tornado warning. And that's what we have right now, a tornado warning for the northeast sides of Tyler up to Owentown. If you were on the western sides of Tyler, you're done with the tornado warning. You are fine right now. It's raining, but that's it. We've got some damage reported at Tyler Junior College from the fire department with a funnel observed. So again, even these spin-up weak tornadoes, when they occur, are capable of producing some damage. All right, back into the Brazos Valley. Yeah, now you can see that we've got a circulation tightening up southwest of Hearne. So we're going to focus on this for a bit. And again, San Antonio, Bexar County, avoid driving if you can right now. Flash flooding's going to be a real big problem in terms of a lot of flooded roads and low water crossings. If that storm were to sit, it would drop 7 inches of rain the next hour. Luckily, it's moving, but it's still dropping quite a bit of heavy rainfall that's going to cause some flooding. So again, my main concern right now in terms of the highest threat of a tornado is with this circulation just northwest of Mumford. That'll eventually also be moving towards Benchley. And this is in, I believe, southern Robertson County. And you can see that circulation starting to try to organize here. These are going to be your inflow winds. It's your outflow winds. Winds moving away from the radar over by Granger. Head back over to the how hard the wind... It's a day. The how hard it's raining mode. You can see right here that hook echo swinging around. As that occurs, we may see a tornado attempt to develop here. I will admit that we've had more tornado warnings than I thought we'd have today. So something obviously is just a little more favorable than expected for spinnies. Now, we haven't had any long-duration nasty tornadoes today. We've had brief spin-ups. But I'll admit, we've had more than I thought we'd have today. Here's the latest which way the wind's blowing mode scan. You can see right here, if we were to have a tornado develop, it'd be right in proximity of Mumford. I'll put some roads on here. And again, there is some tilt involved with this. We're looking several thousand feet above the ground, so please don't assume it is going to be exactly where I pointed out on this map. But it is approaching Mumford. So those of you in Mumford in southern Robertson County need to be in a safe place. It's going to be lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And yeah, I'm seeing some video from Tyler. That was a tornado. Again, hopefully one of these short-lived weak tornadoes, but yes, a tornado. Which means my call from about 20 minutes ago was a failure. All right, Jason. So, meteorologist Jason Cooley is approaching this storm near Mumford. I got to get his live stream up and set up. It's going to take me just a minute. Might have to press some buttons on a computer over here. What I'm going to do is, Jason, for your situational awareness, I'm going to use my mini PC4, which is normally Adam's stream. Assuming you have your stream on that as a backup, I will ingest it through that and then stream it over here, and that'll make my life a little easier. But if not, I can just do it the good old-fashioned way, too. So again, those of you in Mumford on Farm to Market 50 need to be in a safe place. This thing's really trying to spin up now. You can see that, the how hard it's raining mode, that clear-cut reflectivity. And for those of you wondering about other parts of the state, storms I'm not talking about, understand we're focusing on the most life-threatening storms right now. If I'm not talking about your storm, that's a good thing. You can look at our free interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar, and in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. It's a new version. You even get local weather forecasts. You can look at it for that way. But again, we're going to focus on the most life-threatening issues here. We've got storm on the east-northeast sides of Tyler that has a history of producing a brief tornado in the last 20 minutes. That's moving up towards Owentown. We'll see if they extend this tornado warning downstream. Either way, this storm is showing more of a hail core now, northeast of Tyler. Second storm that had the possibility of a tornado near Ben Wheeler. Not as strong of a circulation right now between Van and Edom. Hopefully that means that circulation is weakening and that tornado warning will be canceled sooner rather than later, or at least allowed to expire. I think I've said tornado warnings should have been canceled a couple times today, and that's just been me in the behind. So at this point, I'm done saying that, because apparently Mother Nature is trying to teach me a lesson, which is fair. Expect the unexpected when it comes to Mama Nature, and Mama Nature's being a real meanie pants today. So again, main issue is going to be this tornado warning near Mumford in southern Robertson County, potential increasing for a tornado in the next several minutes. I'm not going to look back on today with fond memories in terms of my coverage quality, I'll tell you that now. Trust me, self-evaluation occurs. No one's perfect, but I'll tell you this, I definitely haven't been doing well today. I'm going to have to stand up real quick and press some buttons on computers behind me. Hold on. Well, looks like that thunderstorm yesterday has destroyed at least one of the computers I had on that shelf. That's unfortunate. So, let's just compromise. Luckily, it was a computer I needed to replace anyway, but... Alright. So, looks like, again, those of you near Mumford, the possibility of a developing tornado will be near Mumford in southern Robertson County shortly. For what it's worth, this storm may pass very close to the north sides of Bryan and Wixon Valley in the next 30 minutes. Fortunately, this is only moving east at about 20, so it's not a fast mover. Looks like we're going to have a new tornado warning soon for... Well, let's look at the storm near Tyler. Northeast of Tyler. I'm going to assume they're probably just going to put a new tornado warning on this just because it's been a troll the last 30 minutes. And then we'll see what they do with this storm near Ben Wheeler. But it looks like that may also be trying to organize again. So those of you in Van, including the Love's Travel Plaza there on I-20 down to Edam, east of Ben Wheeler, tornado warning continues. All right, so what I'm doing right now is we've got meteorologist Jason Cooley approaching that storm south of Hearne near Mumford. I am going to pull up his live video. The computer I would use to do that apparently has electrocuted itself / been destroyed yesterday by lightning, so that's okay. I just got to pull up the Jason Cooley feed. And I'm going to be able to do that without any sort of an issue. But I'm having to do that real quick, sorry. I was wondering if I was going to have to upgrade some computers behind me. At least Mother Nature was kind enough to blow one of the power supplies out, so I don't have a choice. Alright, so I just need to edit his feed into this. So I'll do a state view. Here we go. I'll press some buttons. Y'all will be able to see that. Let me turn on radar. So here's what we've dealt with over the last couple hours. You can see where storms are moving. All right. So Jason is approaching that storm near Hearne. See my beautiful bald head. Now we'll get back to the severe weather coverage. You can see the Weather Service in Houston has issued a pretty large severe thunderstorm warning. This does include Caldwell, Somerville, Snook, College Station, Bryan, Wixon Valley, for thunderstorms generally moving east-southeast at about 20 miles an hour. We've still got a severe storm dropping extremely heavy rainfall around San Antonio. You can see that hook echo trying to develop there on the south sides of Bexar County. At this point, I'm not worried about a tornado with that, but flooding in San Antonio is a big problem. A lot of street flooding. And then we've got a line of storms at this point from Southeast Junction, northwest of Kerrville on I-10, to north of Fredericksburg, over to Lago Vista, Round Rock, Pflugerville, Georgetown, Taylor, all the way up 79 Rockdale to Hearne. We've got plenty of heavy rainfall and some hail. We've got a couple of storms in the DFW Metroplex again. These have small hail, not too worried about anything else besides some small hail. We've got a new tornado warning out in portions of East Texas, Winona, Gladewater, Big Sandy, west of Liberty City included. And that's with this thunderstorm that produced a brief tornado in Tyler a bit earlier. I haven't heard of any actual damage reports besides that there is at least a wee bit of damage at... Oh, I'm scrolling up. I'm just trying to see where this report was. Apparently I cannot do, so I'm just going to press it on here. We had a report of some damage at Tyler Junior College. What that damage is, I have no idea. I'm going to assume some trees damage, maybe some roof damage, but I don't know for sure. This storm moving northeast at about 20 miles an hour. Clarksville City, Winona, Big Sandy, and Gladewater in this tornado warning. This does include Interstate 20, so I'd recommend no travel between Liberty City and Lindale on I-20 until this slow-moving thunderstorm moves north of the interstate. You can see Jason Cooley. He is approaching the storm near Mumford, southeast of Hearne. And actually, I'm going to mess with this text real quick because I think I can load the location. Or not, because my program's not letting me. There we go. Boy, let me tell you, I'm not having a good day with this stuff. The desire to start smashing things is quite strong right now, but frustrations aside. Update that. Okay. I'll just make it a new text file, I guess. I love having to do this stuff in the middle of live coverage. But again, we've got a couple tornado warnings. One northeast of Tyler, moving towards Winona, Liberty City, Gladewater. And then this circulation east of Big Wheeler now on Highway 64, moving east towards Redland and Edom. Jason Cooley is down south on the storm near Mumford, south of Hearne. And you can see a very large timer. Yes, I know, or a clock. All right, get that set up. There we go. Now we've got that all pretty and set up. I'll change the color of the font so y'all can actually see it. It's not particularly helpful. That might be helpful. There you go. So there you go. You can see that. His name, his location. All right. Why have I been booted out of this chat? Thank you for the super chats, by the way. Do appreciate them and the stars. I apologize if I'm not living up to expectations today. Okay, it's circulation now northeast of Tyler. If you're in the city of Tyler, you're okay from this. You can come out of your shelters. This is now northeast of Tyler near Owentown. This is going to be moving up northeast up Highway 271, honestly, towards Gladewater, probably staying just east of Big Sandy, but that's to be determined. So those of y'all there need to be in a safe place. I do not see a new tornado warning back west towards Ben Wheeler, so it looks like the Weather Service has allowed that to expire unless they issue a new one. So if you're in Ben Wheeler, Edam, Van, you're clear from that tornado warning. It's gone. Only other tornado warning we're dealing with right now is this storm southeast of Hearne. Circulation not as defined. Still there, but not as defined. A lot of wind from this storm. And then this whole complex is starting to move southeast at about 25 miles an hour towards College Station, Bryan, Wixon Valley, Snook, Caldwell, Somerville, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning through 8:15 p.m. Little storm crossing I-45 between Madisonville and Huntsville may have hail. Then we've got storms that are generally behaving themselves. Small hail, gusty winds, heavy rain, a lot of lightning. Back on 36, Rockdale, Taylor, Grangeville, Georgetown, Round Rock, Pflugerville, Lago Vista, all moving southeast now at about 25 miles an hour. And then we've got a severe storm right over San Antonio with some quarter-size hail. Very heavy rainfall that could have some flooding across Bexar County. And that storm is moving east-southeast at about 25 miles an hour, quarter to golf ball size hail with that. We'll zoom back out to the state. Let me turn off the satellite, unless I want to switch over to this, which I will do. We'll switch on radar. We'll do a loop so you can just see what we have going on over the last couple of hours. So again, most storms today not going to have tornadoes. Some storms are going to have hail. Some storms are going to have localized strong winds. A lot of cloud to ground lightning with any storm. And we could have some heavy rain and some flooding. Those using our mobile app, we've got two radars there now. First one doesn't have weather warnings built into it yet. Unfortunately, that is coming. But if you want that all, you can click on the ... more tab, bottom right part of that bottom menu. Click on Zoom Radar, and that'll give you the old radar with the warnings, the storm icons, all that stuff some of y'all have become accustomed to using. So, best of both worlds. All right, so let's get back to it. We're here. It is 7:37 on the 20th of April, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chaser's David Reimer. Jason Cooley keeping an eye on this thunderstorm down south of Hearne. We've got a tornado warning there. We've got a tornado warning with this storm northeast of Tyler. We've also got a flash flood warning around Tyler now. Possible spin-up tornado still possible near Owentown, moving up 271 toward Winona and Gladewater. That tornado warning continues until 8:15 p.m. this evening. Moving northeast again, 20 miles an hour. Those of you in the city of Tyler, no more tornadoes. You're clear. Looks like the tornado warning down here for Hearne is gone. Let's make sure of that. Looks like they've let that tornado warning expire. This thunderstorm complex, I'm going to actually switch to a different radar, press some buttons here. And I'm going to loop it. Give me just a second, please. Or not. Apparently it hates me. That's not a surprise. We'll do it this way. Again, here's a loop. You can see these storms that were moving more easterly are now moving more southeasterly as that complex of thunderstorms is starting to develop. And that line of storms moving southeast is going to make it all the way to the Gulf Coast by about 3 to 4 a.m. Friday morning. It is Thursday, so yeah, Friday morning. Sorry, it's been a couple days. I was chasing in Oklahoma yesterday, had a tornado almost drop a mile from the house, so that was an interesting turn of events. And then, well, I was in Shawnee last night. So I am in super brain fog mode. The line of storms here, Hill Country, Brazos Valley, starting to move east-southeast. We're going to see the same progression with these storms further up in North Texas, East Texas, and all that is going to start moving off east-southeast overnight. All right, let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model so I can give you all a visual look at what we actually have going on here. All right, we're going to switch to the high-res rapid refresh model. What we're going to look at is the Hearne tonight into tomorrow morning. All right, so here's what the model thinks things look like at 8 o'clock tonight. Understand, just looking at this and how the radar looks now, it's not 100% right, but it hopefully will at least give us an idea of what we expect. This thing's just being wonky. I don't know what is going on with my technology tonight. Yeah, this model doesn't have any idea what's going on right now, so no, I'm not going to show you. But let's go ahead, let's take a look at Jason Cooley's stream. He is on this storm north of Bryan College Station. Looks like an old tender truck there. And I'll even pop his audio on. Very lowly, at least. So Jason's looking at the thunderstorm complex now approaching Bryan College Station. By the way, those of you Bryan and College Station, you're about to get some wind, some rain, some hail. Huh. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to go out and get myself some dinner and caffeine after this, or at least some caffeine. Honestly, I'm going to go to the gym probably and take all my frustrations out on technology at the gym. See, Jason has thunder, some lightning, some out-of-focus video, or a fogged-up windshield. And he's located northwest of College Station. All right, we'll go back to this. My apologies. So he's near Benchley, Texas. Jason will be happy to know that auto-updatey warning text location thingamajiggy, I can't even think of words, is working out. And then we'll have a new pretty layout where everything is visually blended into each other next week. I just didn't have time to get it done by today because, frankly, this is overperforming a little bit in the tornado department. All right, so we still have one tornado warning in effect right now, and that's going to be for this storm northeast of Tyler that did drop a brief tornado near Tyler Junior College earlier. And yeah, you can see this storm has at least broad rotation still. For Oklahoma, you'll notice that we went from pretty good visibility and lack of trees yesterday along and west of I-35 to, by the time we got out to 177, Shawnee, etc., and then even out almost to Seminole, there were trees and hills and nighttime. It was not a fun part of the chase, let me tell you. That was there were some sphincter puckering moments where you have to be very, very, very careful. Again, we only have one tornado warning right now for the storm near northeast of Tyler, north of Chapel Hill, moving near Owentown, Winona, up toward Glaywater. You can see Jason's on the storms approaching Bryan College Station that have a lot of rain, wind, and a wee bit of hail. Now, let me see if I can fix this chat. So again, this is the only tornado warning. We've got a lot of severe storm warnings, all that. And again, you can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. We've got local forecast built into it now, right down to your neighborhood. We've got, it's a full weather app now, where it used to just be radar, our blog posts. It's actually a full weather app now. Complete, all you need, full weather app. You can even use it for local forecasts. So search for Texas Storm Chasers in your device's app store or type in texasweather.app in your address bar. Click enter. It'll take you to the device download page. So again, we're focusing on the tornado warning. Jason's on the storms in the Brazos Valley. That's what he's looking at. You can watch Jason's stream with his audio on the Texas Storm Chasers YouTube channel, or if you're in the our free mobile app or on our website, you can just click on the Storm Chase video, essentially. You can watch it there in app too. Let me tell you, one of these computers behind me is going to be dismantled tonight because I have had it with its technological gremlins. It's actually using about a 10-year-old motherboard and CPU, so it's about time to sunset that, I think. I'm going to have to go spend probably, tomorrow, probably close to $700 just to get a new motherboard, a new CPU, some DDR4 RAM, and probably buy a used graphics card that's a little more current that can handle some of the video for that computer alone. And for those of you who are not computer nerds, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and trust me, you don't want to know. Oh, and I didn't include a AIO cooler, probably. Or a cooler, at least. If I'm going to buy I'm looking at a i7-12700K, probably, so I'm probably going to need an AIO cooler for that. At least 240 millimeters worth of space. Oh. And maybe I might make a video out of that, honestly. I might just decide to make a video out of all that. So again, this storm is the only one with a tornado warning right now. This is northeast of Tyler, near 271, near Owentown. This is going to be the storm that produced a spin-up tornado near Tyler Junior College earlier. Those of you staying for 700. Micro Center's actually got a pretty good deal right now on a i7-12700K, a good motherboard, and 16 gig of DDR4 memory for about $350. And then I'd probably go just buy a LGA 1700 compatible water cooler, or not water cooler, AIO cooler off Marketplace or something. And then obviously I'd still have to deal with the graphic card. So you're right. All that probably wouldn't be just 700. But I'm officially quite annoyed at the computer behind me. But you know what? At least buying all that, I won't have to buy another one for a while, and it'll run a lot of the stuff I need it to run. And that's just a secondary computer to run a lot of the streaming for the Storm Chasers. The computer I'm using now, I've got a MSI Z690 something DDR4 Wi-Fi I've got 64 gig of DDR4 overclocked to 3600 megahertz. The i7 is 12700K, a 360 millimeter water cooled. I've got that overclocked up to 5.1 gigahertz with the E-cores at 4.1 gigahertz. I've got a NVIDIA 2080, an EVGA 2080 Ti 11 gig. That's overclocked a bit. And I've also got a old NVIDIA 1060 in there, but mainly that's just the secondary graphics card to run more of these monitors. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 monitors all hooked up to this one computer I'm using. This thing's got plenty of power for what I need. Yeah, sorry, I know, I went over people's heads. Now you know I'm a computer nerd, too. So again, this is the only tornado warning we've had right now. This is for portions of eastern Smith, southwestern Upshur, and western Gregg counties in northeast Texas. Just had a tornado reported by firefighters near Interstate 20 at 1:55. So again, that makes sense. Just had a tornado reported near Owentown, near 155, just south of I-20. So that would be right here. And again, I don't think these are going to be strong, long-lived tornadoes. I think these are more of the brief spin-ups, but those still cause damage. You can see Jason Cooley, he's on the storms in the Brazos Valley. He's got the fancy updatey text now. It may not look cute and fun, but... Alright, got a report of a tornado now at 155 and 271. So that would be Owentown, right there where I've circled. So again, spotters, firefighters reporting a spin-up tornado in progress right there. So again, this storm's still dropping intermittent spin-up tornadoes. I'm going to have to reset the radar program here. The radar program I'm using for this is 32-bit. And with the place files and GIS files for all the roads in Texas, it blows that memory limit right to the limit. And at times, if I load too much, it's going to blow up. But luckily, the program developers are releasing a new version soon, which is good. Tyler, no tornadoes in Tyler right now. This tornado is northeast of Tyler. Tyler, you're fine. It's raining. There's no tornado threats in the city of Tyler. This storm near Owentown, near 271 and 155, where we've had a report of a tornado in the last few minutes. It's going to be crossing I-20, probably between 271 and 155, south of Winona, moving up-ish towards Winona, east of Winona, up Highway 271 toward Gladewater. I'll circle where the latest report was here a few minutes ago. That was right near there, near Owentown. It's generally moving off like this. Ooh, Jason, that was a nice lightning strike. I'm watching Jason Cooley's live video. I'll show you real quick. And again, this is the only tornado warning we have. And this is for near Owentown, south Winona, moving toward Gladewater, where we've had spin-up tornadoes. Owentown, not Overton, over Owentown. Oscar, Whiskey, Echo, November, Tango, Oscar, Whiskey, November, northeast of Tyler, 155 and 271. Yes, there are storms near DFW. Flights are probably delayed. Flights weren't delayed at the airport due to flooding from storms over the airport. They're probably going to be delayed because the inbound and outbound flight routes to the south, southeast, east, and even parts of the northeast are being disrupted by storms. So, yeah. Back in the Brazos Valley, severe storm approaching Bryan College Station. That is the storm Mr. Jason Cooley is looking at. Meteorologist Jason Cooley, that is. Radar. Radar. Come on, radar. 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 I'm going to get the mallet out. And this is for the storm near Bryan College Station. A lot of wind. No tornadoes right now. Hail, quarter golf ball size hail, 60, 70 mile an hour winds, very heavy rainfall that could cause some street flooding. This storm's moving southeast now at about 25 miles an hour. I'll put a storm track on that so you can see. I just put a lot more towns on there too. So again, this is all moving southeast at about, I'm going to put 30 because it makes me happy. You can see I kind of drew it a little ahead of the storms, but Somerville, 805. Navasota, about 835. Brenham, 835. Burton, 820. Bryan College Station, next 5 minutes. It's rolling on into town from the northwest. A lot of wind, some hail, very heavy rain, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. And again, that's what Jason Cooley's looking at. He was near Benchley. I believe he just has to update his text file, which I can actually do myself because I know where he is. With the magic of technology. / stalkering, but mostly technology. Yeah, he is in Bryan right now. He is right at Highway 6 and Highway 21 in Bryan-ish. So I can actually update that text file on my side right now because everything is synced. Oh, he just did it for me. Well, he must have been listening. See the magic of technology, folks. Alright, but again, we got a lot of storms going on. We've got flash flood warnings galore. Most storms now moving east-southeast about 25 miles an hour. We've got some new storms in the DFW Metroplex that are moving northeast that could have some small hail and heavy rainfall, cloud-to-ground lightning. We have one tornado warning, and that's for the storm northeast of Tyler. It's pouring and storming in Texarkana, heavy rain, small hail. But the only tornado warning we have is with this storm near Interstate 20 and Highway 271 that has had intermittent reports of brief, weak spin-up tornadoes. If you're in Van, you're clear from this storm. Van, you're fine. Tyler, you're fine. Noonday, White House, New Chapel Hill, Chandler, Edom, you're fine. It's raining, it's storming, it's pouring. There may be some small hail, but the only issue with the tornado is this one storm right near Interstate 20 and Highway 271 right now, southeast of Winona, east of Owentown, northeast of Tyler, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. I'll put a storm track on the circulation portion of this storm. And again, I want to make it a little larger than that. I'll just do this. Again, about 20 miles an hour. There you go. It'd be crossing over Highway 80 at about 8:25 p.m. near or west of Claywater. And again, as we get closer to night, we're going to have to start watching for transformers or power lines arcing, power flashes. If you're in a tornado warning, here are safety tips. In Gladewater, you're in a tornado warning. Winona, you're in a tornado warning. Big Sandy, especially east of town, in a tornado warning. You're going to go to the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Those of you in travel trailers or vehicles, you need to evacuate and go to a sturdy site-built structure or get out of the way. You do not want to be in a travel trailer or a travel trailer. How about a travel trailer? How about a travel trailer? Or how about the actual word I'm looking for, which is manufactured homes or a vehicle during a tornado? So again, best thing to do, site-built structure, gas station, restaurant, fast food, hotel, site-built home or business, lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Got this possible spin-up tornado on I-20 at Highway 271, moving towards the northeast, up towards Gladewater. So again, those of you there need to take your tornado safety precautions. A tornado warning is in effect through 8:15 p.m. Central Time. If there were any tornadoes here, they would be wrapped in heavy rain. Switch over to the which way the wind's blowing mode. Again, we haven't really had a strong velocity signature with this storm from the radar site, but we've seen visual confirmation at times there have been spin-up tornadoes. So that's why we've got tornado warning. Other most intense severe storm we're dealing with, Wixon Valley, Bryan, College Station to Somerville. You can see we're starting to get a bit of a bowing structure now north of Somerville, so that could enhance the damaging straight line wind threat of 60 to 70 miles an hour. And again, those storms are moving southeast at about 25 miles an hour. I'll just loop it here. And again, this is going to loop over the last hour. You can see this little cluster of storms from Bryan to Caldwell moving southeast at 25 miles an hour. These storms further west moving almost more easterly. So yeah, we've got a lot of varying storm motion today. I know it makes it a pain in the butt. But again, we now have a flash flood warning for Travis County, up to Georgetown, Austin, Georgetown, Round Rock, Lago Vista, Lakeway, Pflugerville, over to Taylor. So again, flash flooding is probably going to be the most widespread concern tonight. Those are those blue boxes. So we've got multiple flash flood warnings. We've got the flash flood warning scrolling down here on the bottom of our screen. And you can keep an eye on the weather radar and the Free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app with your local weather forecast. The tornado since Tyler, we had visual confirmation of a spin-up tornado near Tyler Junior College earlier. I have no doubt this has been not on the ground that entire time. This is not a day where we're going to have long-lived EF2 plus tornadoes down for long periods of time. First off, the velocity signature on radar has not been overly impressive. If we had a long-lived significant tornado down, we'd see it with the velocity data. We'd have bright greens up against bright reds, too. We've not had any tornado debris signatures here on the radar. Understand, we're looking at about, I'll tell you how high the radar beam here is. As the radar beam goes out from the radar in Shreveport, radar beam goes straight out. The Earth curves, so the farther you get from the radar, the higher up above the ground the radar beam becomes. We're looking at about 5,500 to 6,500 feet above the ground. Tornadoes, the stronger they are, the higher up in the thunderstorm tornado debris can be lofted. There's some research being done since this tornado debris signature in terms of correlate. Let me explain it this way. The technology to see tornado debris signatures using the debris tracker was not introduced nationally until about 10 to 11 years ago. When that was introduced, we had no idea it would be as good as it is. The stronger a tornado, and the more stuff it hits, but usually tornado intensity, the higher up in a thunderstorm tornado debris is able to be lofted. Research is being done now to try and correlate the intensity of rotational signatures on radar with the height of a tornado debris signature to try to guesstimate the relative intensity of a tornado. So in this case, we have not seen any sort of tornado debris signatures at 5,000 to 6,000 feet above the ground. We know there have been at least one spin-up tornado because we saw it visually, but because we haven't seen debris lofted over 5,000 to 6,000 feet, in all likelihood we have had brief, weak tornadoes. If we had had a stronger velocity signature on radar in combination with tornado debris signatures at least 6,000 feet, I would say, yeah, we've had a slightly longer lived or at least a stronger tornado. Understand, most tornadoes we deal with are going to be the EF0, EF1 varieties. Not all tornadoes are these mile-wide EF3, EF4 tornadoes that we saw yesterday in places like Cole, Oklahoma, or the large tornado we saw in Shawnee, Oklahoma last night. These are short and brief, and I try to differentiate my concern levels here based on that. I think you can tell here, using the voice tone I'm using, that yes, this storm is capable of producing a spin-up tornado, but it is not one of these situations where, hey, you better be underground or you better be out of the way or you're going to be thrown halfway to Texarkana situations. Absolutely not. No. But at the same time, understand, if one of these spin-ups occurs and knocks a tree down that lands on your house, or the spin-up tornado hits your manufactured home and rolls it, you could be seriously injured. It does not take a large, violent tornado to cause major damage and great harm to individuals. So again, back here in Bryan College Station, it's storming and pouring in Bryan College Station. You can see Jason's playing with the shelf cloud there in College Station. I'm going to have to work on that font. You can see the bigger city name is cut off there, but oh well. So again, I am hopeful, unless we see something drastically change, which it may, because this storm has called me out on it a couple times today after I was like, But, you know what? It doesn't look overly impressive on radar right now. It hasn't looked overly impressive on radar most of its life, but we had visual evidence that, hey, it did touch down. And I'll give kudos to the weather. I'll give kudos to some of the meteorologists in Tyler who were keeping an eye on it. When I was skeptical, they did a good job. So good for them. Weather Service in Shreveport could have canceled this tornado warning a couple times when I was skeptical of the storm's potential, but they didn't, and then it went on to go do it again. So you know what? They've done a good job today. I have not. And I am perfectly content on self-criticizing myself in that manner. Because without self-evaluation, I mean, no one's perfect regardless, but mistakes happen. And I made a few earlier with that. But again, we're not dealing with these large, violent tornadoes today. And the tornado threat overall has remained very low and isolated. As far as I know, the spin-up tornado near Tyler Junior College was the only tornado that we've had actually visual confirmation of today. And then we've had a couple of reports of spin-up tornadoes. One near 155 and 271 about 20 minutes ago. And there probably was a spin-up tornado earlier on Highway 79 between Milano and Hearne. But otherwise, the rest of these storms, there have been some hail, there have been some strong winds. There will continue to be hail and strong winds and plenty of flash flood warnings as heavy rainfall occurs. You could see rain lightening up in San Antonio. That is good, but we're going to have more storms later on. You can see storms farther north have developed, and now they're going to keep moving southeast overnight. So another round of storms for San Antonio in a few hours as those storms come on down from the north. Now, hopefully, we're losing the hail signature on this, the rotational signature, while it's still there. I mean, it's weak, but it's there. I am hopeful. I am optimistic. I am really hoping we can be done with this tornado warning here by the time it expires at 8:15. But this thing has gone through several cyclic episodes where it looks done, dead, dying, adios, and then it comes back just to essentially make me go on a temper tantrum rant. So we'll see. And again, we're dealing with the only tornado warning in the state. Jason's down in the Brazos Valley keeping an eye on those storms. You can watch his live video with audio commentary, by the way. Texas Storm Chasers YouTube. His live feed's up, or you can go to TexasStormChasers.com or the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app and watch the live video in that as well. So understand, these storms back here in central Texas, I'll just press this button. Nice lightning. Let me turn on the radar, turn on the satellite data. And understand, I think our main issue here is quickly becoming flash flooding and heavy rainfall in central Texas. Example, San Antonio, we got a flash flood warning. And then we've got these storms that are training. Look how they're moving almost easterly at this point. They're not moving south very fast. This is going to cause big-time rains in portions of Pflugerville, Round Rock, Georgetown, Lago Vista, Lakeway, even down to Austin and Taylor soon, all the way back to Round Mound to Fredericksburg. And understand, this is how we can get rain totals of like 4 to 8 inches in the span of like 2 to 3 hours. And that will cause a lot of flash flooding, especially in terms of street flooding, rises on creeks and streams, low water crossings becoming inundated. And yes, we still have some storms with hail, some strong winds, but the issue is quickly becoming hydrometeorological versus convective. And we've got, same thing up here. We've got a flash flood warning for Tyler, and we're going to probably have a flash flood warning around Texarkana soon. But I don't expect many more tornado warnings tonight. We're going to have severe thunderstorm warnings with some hail and some wind. But I'm optimistic here. We're about to be done with the tornado issues for tonight. I can't say that 100% for sure. We may still have a couple of brief spin-ups try to occur, but hopefully we can focus on the hydrometeorological issues, the flash flooding, the street closures, rises in creeks and streams. Turn around, don't drown, don't total out your vehicle by flooding it. So again, if you get that alert notification, flash flood warning, do not, well, first off, be careful now that it's getting dark because floodwaters are harder to see. Austin, Round Rock, Pflugerville, Georgetown, San Antonio, Texarkana, Fredericksburg, Waco, Marlin, Fort Hood, Killeen, etc. Be careful tonight, because even after the rain quits and the rain calms itself down a bit, it's going to take hours for waters to recede, low water crossings to become open again. And understand, it is your responsibility to be mindful of road conditions. Do not drive faster than you can stop if it's pouring rain or you're in an area where it floods a lot. Street crews are usually very good about blocking those off, but sometimes it all happens a little too quick. So again, if you come up on high water tonight, turn around, don't drown, don't flood out your vehicle. And we've got some storms in the Metroplex. Again, maybe some small hail, some heavy rain, some cloud-to-ground lightning. Those, besides causing aviation-related impacts, are not really going to do too much. And I am optimistic. We're going to take one last look at this Tyler storm. I am optimistic. Tyler storm, excuse me. This is northeast of Tyler. Tyler, it's raining. This has nothing to do with you anymore. This is near Gladewater. Rotation is, gone on the latest scan. There is really nothing there, rotation-wise. This tornado warning is going to expire in 4 minutes. Unless this ramps up again, which it's done a few times, but hopefully this is done, this tornado warning will expire. So with that being said, everyone watching this live stream, head on over, join meteorologist. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll just pop on Jason Cooley's live stream here. We'll just watch Jason Cooley's live stream for now, but y'all can also do that there on our website. And you can watch us in the Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. I'll share that link in the chats. Y'all can keep an eye on the sky with the radars. If you don't like the radar that pops up when the screen opens, click on that ... about or ... more button there on the bottom right. Click Zoom Radar. You'll like that. And you can watch videos, our live coverage, the storm chasing coverage, etc., and get your local weather forecast all in it with the Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. It's free. But for now, we'll just, we'll just pull up Jason Cooley's live video and watch that. So, thanks for joining us this evening. You can watch his stream with the actual graphics and all that if you want. Texas Storm Chasers are on YouTube, on the Texas Storm Chasers website, and the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Otherwise, we'll just pop his video on, pop the audio on, and we'll keep an eye on things.
Alright, so I'm letting the core hit me at College Station. Nothing crazy here. There's some hail farther east. Let's see if we can find some hail. Chance to turn left, but a busy road back here. Yeah, I'm about to turn on the Welborn Road. You guessed correctly. So the core is right in front of me. I'm just trying to get right in position here. I'm not sure if there's much hail left in it, but we'll see. Just can't get a good chance to take a left. Traffic is going by at like 40 to 50. Now letting the core hit me in South College Station. Perhaps a little bit of hail still left over in this thing. I mean, people are just out and about and preventing me from making this turn. Alright, finally. the hail, of course, come down a lot. We'll also see if we get lightning like that. Might get in a little hail here. Maybe. Alright, so heavier rain, maybe a little hail, a lot of lightning coming into College Station now. Rain band's really coming in now. Wow. Let me know if you saw that lightning run like right in front of me, or heard it. Hit it close. Big lightning show. I had one right in front of me. have flooding problems here soon. Just rain and lightning here. College Station still, folks. Sitting here in the rain and the lightning. getting more and more lightning. It's just coming down. It's like sitting over here now. Flooding reported in College Station. So I'll probably go back and check that out here in a moment. No surprise there. So it just keeps raining and raining and raining. Well, thank you everybody who's followed and subscribed, liked the channel videos. Appreciate that. I'm gonna slide over into College Station, like business district. I'm on the south side now. Oh. So I'm gonna slide north toward business district and try to see some of this flooding. This lightning is pretty nuts. College Station, folks. Thanks for joining. Gonna go investigate road flooding reported. College Station, lightning show. There's some flooding being reported. Roads flooded. Downtown, so we'll check that out here shortly and see what's going on. This is College Station, Texas, folks. Home of Texas A&M. Getting goalie washer. Quite a goalie washer. Here. College Station. So we'll slide back north towards downtown College Station. Thank you very much for the super chat. So it does a lot. Yes. A repeat sender. Thank you. Gonna head north toward Center College Station. Maybe see if there's that flooding. He's gonna travel to Georgia, see family, but the wife and ma are just waiting due to the weather. No power. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. College Station here. with heavy rain and lightning, a lot of lightning. Thanks for the follows, folks. Appreciate the follows and likes. We're mobile here in College Station, looking for any possible road flooding. Still in College Station. Bit of ponding here. College Station got a good amount of rain. It came down hard. Thanks for liking and following Texas Storm Chasers. Checking out the scene for flooded roads. Go toward Central College Station. So, a few miles up the road, I do see police. Might be some flooding right up ahead. See police, red and blues. Yeah, it's a mess out here at College Station. Just lots of rain, lightning. The hail core disappeared before it hit town, so maybe some peas, but nothing crazy. Heading into town to see if there's any road flooding. College Station. Going into downtown College Station here. Might be passing close to Kyle Field. Be to my right. going to continue into College Station and see if we can find some road flooding. Seems to put down a lot of rain, responsible for some intermittent flooding issues on roadways. It's been a stormy night here in Texas. All over Texas. Hey. We're about to go into town where this road flooding was reported, so we'll see. Line of cars going south. We were gonna go near A&M and see the floodings around there. just south of Kyle Field, it looks like. Doesn't look crazy. Welcome to College Town. College Station. Clearly it's College Station. Huh. Let's see if this report was for real or not. Welcome to A&M. It's probably nothing serious, just a puddle. Probably just a puddle. This be our Texas A&M. Reason it's College Station. If there's any flooding, it's receded. I doubt it. I doubt it was anything crazy. Welcome to A&M, folks. I don't get a chance to come down here very much, so it's kind of cool. Alright. So someone put a flooding report around here. I'm not seeing really anything, so. To come to A&M anyways. Alright, it was kind of cloudy there. A little bit cloudy on the windshield. Alright. That'll improve things. We're going to take a look around for some lightning. There's more storms with lightning to my north. I don't know if those would be worth streaming or not. Everything's kind of coming to a close here in College Station. Still drizzling. Light rain. The road flooding situation, and not seeing much, so false alarm there. But yeah, welcome to A&M. Here we go. This guy's broken down. There's a lot to see now. Stop. I'm not going to pursue this down in the Without any lightning. Sustaining. I don't want to go to that. So I think I'm going to get in position for another storm to my southwest. At least I'm going to head that way, and if it falls apart, I'll bail, but yeah, it's busy through here, huh? 6 lanes. A lot of traffic. Not playing around. Alright, so we're going to head to more storms to the southwest. This stuff in College Station's done. It's now cooled off to 64. Stable atmosphere. So I'm going to go southwest where it's still unstable.
All right. I'm David-Reimer at the Texas Storm Chasers. If y'all want to continue to monitor and watch Jason Cooley's live storm chasing video feed, you can do so. Texas Storm Chasers YouTube, the Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, or the Texas Storm Chasers website. We'll be back with live severe weather coverage should we have any additional tornado warnings, though I personally hope we do not. Y'all have a good night. Keep an eye on the sky.